Hey everyone, it's Sydney Monica here. Thank you guys for tuning into another video. And I decided, since I always talk about nursing, let me do a video, the day in the life of a registered nurse. So I'm gonna take you guys along on a 12-hour shift. So come on, let's go. Hey you guys, it's Sydney Monica here. Thank you so much for tuning into another video. If this is your first time to this channel, please consider hitting that bell below and subscribing so you can be notified every time I post a video. So this is one of my last assignments as a registered nurse, because I did just become a nurse practitioner and I will start working soon as a nurse practitioner. So I decided, let me make a video to show you guys what it's like in the day of a life of a registered nurse. So we're just going to be getting ready and heading out the door, driving, and anything I can record while I'm on my 12-hour shift, I'm going to just take you guys along so you can see what it's truly like to be a registered nurse. It's really a fun job. It can be real exciting. It can be real stressful. But for the most part, it's really fun. It's rewarding and I really enjoy it. So I'm done getting ready. I prepared my bags. I just gotta put on my shirt, put my hat on, and be on my way. So I do work night shift as a nurse, and I usually leave the house around 6:15, 6:20, because it takes me about 20 minutes to get to the facility, and we usually have to clock in 15 minutes before 7 in order to be on time. So I'm gonna be heading out real soon so that I can make it on time for my shift. And you know, especially when the nurses have been working all day really hard on day shift, they like for people to be on time so that they can get report and go home. And honestly, I feel the same way too, so I try to be very courteous of that and very gracious, and always try to do my best to be on time to work. So you know, when I work night shift, I usually like to wear a nursing cap because it is very comfortable and it keeps my hair nice and neat. So when I come home, I just put in a bonnet and I'm good to go. So like you guys, I already got my bags ready. So I have my lunch here. Like I said, I do work night shifts, so a lot of the cafeterias do not open. It's usually really dark outside at this time, so we're gonna make it work. It's pitch black outside, you guys, so let's go. So I am currently on the road on my way to work. It usually takes me about 20 minutes to get to work. So I work night shift. As you could see, it's really dark outside and it is raining, so I have the things wiping. Hey you guys, I just got to work. I am walking in the facility now to clock in, so follow me. So I just got to work. I clocked in, I got reports, so I'm gonna just settle in and grab my supplies. Yeah, so I like to make sure that I have all my stuff, my pens, my markers, my whiteboard to take notes and everything. So yeah, I'm just getting ready to start my shift, and everybody usually has a locker, so I put all my belongings in there. So I do have all my stuff on me. I have all my pens here in my pocket, my stethoscope, and of course you need your badge to get all your supplies in the supply room. So yeah, I'm all set. I'm gonna go get a WOW, clean it, and a WOW is pretty much a computer that you use to walk to the patient's room and scan all the medication and look up all the patient information. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab one and I'll start my shift. So yeah, usually I get my computer on the start of my shift, and I definitely like to clean it because, you know, they're using it for the whole 12-hour shift, so you definitely want to clean your workstation to get started for the day. So let's do it. I'm I'm just cleaning my work area right now, my computer that I'm going to be using for the whole 12-hour shift. It's very important to take your time and do this because the nurses have been using this computer for the 12-hour shift before you. So you want to make sure you have a clean, sanitized work area, getting the handles under the keyboard, and of course the scanner, because I am going to be using that to scan all the patient's medications. So making sure I clean my work area very well. So now that my workstation is clean, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and stock my computer area so I can make sure I have everything ready. Most of my supplies ready, and I'm gonna just go ahead and stock my cart so that I can get my day started. Yeah, I like to. So I have all my saline flushes here. All my alcohol wipes. Definitely have to have alcohol wipes on deck, especially cleaning the patient's cords, IVs, and like if I have to give injections. I have some insulin syringes. Need some blunt needles. Yeah, these are like the essentials to have in your work cart. So I like to make sure all my stuff is stocked and ready to go. Okay, so I'm logging in right now. So as the computer is loading, I'm gonna just explain to you guys a little bit. When the shift first starts, I like to get my computer, get set up, you know, clean my area, make sure my cart is filled, and I like to find like a little area to myself where I can sit down and chart and look over all the patient information before I get my day started. So that's what I'm pretty much about to do. Log onto the system, look up my patients and see what's the plan for the patients, what's been going on. I'm gonna make sure to look at the plan of care, any orders that they may have that needs to be done during my shift, and anything that I need to be concerned about to let the doctor know. I'm not gonna wait towards the middle or the end of the shift to look at these things. The beginning of the shift is the best time to look into all of these things. So that's what I'm getting ready to do right now. So yeah, night shift is pretty chill. It's not too much that goes on. You know, you just gotta make sure you're on top of everything and make sure you check on your patients, do your hourly round. So it's fairly easy once you've done it so many times. Yeah. So I'm logged in right now. I'm just gonna make sure I put all my patients on my list, so whenever I log in, I can only see my patients specifically. So that's what I'm getting ready to do right now. So like when I get report, I usually take a blank piece of paper. I divide it into 6 sections because I usually get 4 to 6 patients, and I just write, you know, any information I have about my patients. So that's how I get started, just so I can have like an overview of, you know, the patient. And then of course when you get report, you have to go into the room with the handoff nurse to make sure all the lines are intact, the patient is in bed, that they're awake, alert, and everything is okay as they're telling you in report. Because you don't want to take a report outside the door, and when the nurse leaves, you know, what they told you in report is not what it really is. So definitely always make sure to do bedside report. All right, you guys, I'm getting ready to pull my medications for my shift, so just watch it. Okay, you guys, I'm also gonna get my glucometer so that I can prepare to do the blood sugars for all my patients. And they have all the little supplies set up right here. And I also have some in my cart because I did prepare at the beginning of my shift. So I'm getting ready to go into the patient's room to pass out their medication and do my head-to-toe assessment. I'm just looking up the patients briefly before I go in there, just so I can be prepared and know what I'm walking into. So you guys, this is like my favorite part of the shift, where I get to sit down and chart on all these patients. It's very tedious. It takes a while because you have to be careful what you're charting. It's very important when you're a nurse that everything that you document is things that you've done for the patient and things that you've seen. So it's super important to document accurately. So this is why it takes a lot of time to do. You definitely have to take your time and do it the right way. So I'm gonna just sit here and chart on the remainder of my patients, and then I plan to take my break. So right now it's 10:46 p.m. I plan to take my break probably like by 11:30, usually before midnight. So yeah, I'll check back in with you guys when I go on my lunch break. Yeah, I'm finally eating. It took me about 2 hours to chart on all 5 of my patients, so now I'm gonna take a little 30-minute break. Hey you guys, so I came back on my break and now I'm just gonna sit down and catch up on my patients. Right now it's 1:45 and this is a good time to catch up on everybody because between 1:45, 2 o'clock to 5 a.m. is like downtime. Most of the patients are sleeping, so it's a great time to catch up. I'm gonna do rounds and make sure everybody's okay. And also, I want to emphasize, like, you know, when you do have downtime, there's always things that you can do. You can help other people out. You can make rounds on your patients. You can look more into your patient's chart so that you can give a good report to the upcoming nurse. Especially on day shift, they are so busy. Sometimes they don't have as much time as we do on nights to sit down and like really look through all the patient's charts. So it's really important.